players are, and they're not going to want to show their hands, so to say. And so there's like a lot of really compelling use cases just through the privacy of being able to do borrowing privately, um, trading privately, and through like having this MEV protection. Um, that alone is like really compelling use cases, let alone like the next iteration of killer dApps, I think.
Thanks so much, Will and Linda, for chiming in on that. Our final question from the community comes from Elfato on Discord, and they asked, what isn't built on Oasis yet as far as dApps, but could play a big role? So, Linda, if you'd like to chime in on that.
Yeah, for sure. So to begin with, we're very excited that a lot have been built, but that does not mean anything, to be honest. A lot has been built, but if you look at our our goal is to build a better internet that to enable ownership. But if you look around, the digital ownership still hasn't been, it's just not very prevalent as of now. So just because the law maybe like wide spaces have been tapped into doesn't necessarily mean where they're like project are building kind of exploring in the space doesn't necessarily mean that we have really achieved what we want to achieve. So there's still a lot that we want amazing developers and builders to build. Like for instance, we keep talking about this data ownership. Like we have some project building data DAOs, but that's not enough because there's just like so much data out there. So we need a lot of data DAOs. We need a lot of data DAOs in different industries. So there are data DAOs in the healthcare industry to, facilitating some sort of marketplace to allow data contributors and be part of the value chain when data transactions happening between them and the medical research institutes and stuff. That's purely in just mostly in the healthcare industry, but we still need data DAOs in many other industry because healthcare data, as much as important as it is, that's just a one slice of the whole data industry. We need data in retail industry, in industrials, in property, real estate, and everything. So we definitely hope more teams to explore different sectors and to bring data ownership across the board. Yeah, so so this is definitely exciting. So we're still very far away. That's why I was saying that we're still very much at the early stage of Web3, and we really hope we can build more data ownership related applications that touch upon real life, real world, and across sectors.
Yeah, I think this question, is one that the whole blockchain space can be asked. Is like what hasn't been built that can be built. Some of the things that I'm really excited for are like better DAO tooling, better sort of governance, off-chain voting, these sort of things. I think that plays right into what Linda's also talking about with data DAOs. Is as we build the tooling, the infrastructure, better, more interesting, sort of complicated dApps can be built. Where Oasis can play a role in that, in my opinion, is especially in the confidential aspect. So one of the things that we've been sort of exploring is maybe like confidential NFTs. I think we just launched our first confidential NFT, which was really cool with Bishop, who had an AMA this morning. But that's just the first one, and it was sort of like a proof of concept. And now we can, I think, really get innovative with what can be done with these confidential NFTs, what can be stored, how they can interact with smart contracts. I think that's like the next wave. Like, could you create an invoice or a receipt with confidential NFTs? These are sort of the ideas that are really exciting to me, and I think will be unique value propositions that Oasis, the confidential EVMs, Cypher, will uniquely be able to answer and sort of push the space forward.
Great. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Before we get started with any last remarks that anyone might have, I just wanted to take a second and wish, extend our well wishes to the Luna community and every blockchain community that's building in Web3 right now. So We all know there's so many talented, smart, passionate founders, builders, community members that continue to push this space forward. And I believe that everyone is united to bring to life this bigger vision of a better internet. And everyone at Oasis, we all know and believe that there's such a big purpose to what we're building and what we're doing here. So despite any highs or lows, we are all together at the same time. And this is such a special place to be in together. We've created this culture, a new phase for the internet, and it's one of the largest movements in history. So I just want to express gratitude for this industry as a whole, for other founders, other builders in this industry that are changing the future as we know it. So with that note, if there's anything else that anyone would like to add, please feel free to do so now. No? Anyone have any closing remarks?
This is exciting.